PNB Rock. So as the investigation continues, the LAPD now believes that it wasn't just a random robbery. This was a planned execution, they believe, by people that could have had a vendetta out for him. Sources are telling TMZ, if it was just a random robbery, why did they not just take his chain instead of him several times? So they're going to look into all his ties that he's got with Atlanta and his hometown. TMZ wrote an update about it. They told us a bit of what the LAPD sources is telling them. They spoke on the girlfriend as well. After they have now looked into the case a bit more and everything, they gave their take on how they feel about the girlfriend, whether they believe she was involved or if she is the one who set it up, after looking into the case for a couple of days. This is the article that TMZ put out, and it reads, PNB Rock case, cops developing into past beefs. Might not have been random robbery. PNB Rock's investigation is taking a deep dive into his past because apparently cops are under the impression this might have been more than just a random robbery. On the contrary, it may have been a planned execution by a foe. LAPD sources tells us the case is moving in several concurrent directions, and one involves detectives digging into the late rapper's personal life, especially when it comes to who he rubbed elbows with or possibly butt heads with, resulting in would-be beefs. We're told investigators are especially interested in his ties to Atlanta, where he apparently spent quite a bit of time, as well as his home city of Philly, and they're asking any and everybody if PNB Rock had known enemies who might have had it out for him. In this first part now, they're really leaning towards someone else being involved in this. They're saying that someone might have had it out for him, and they believe that there is someone else behind the situation. It was premeditated. It may have been premeditated for a while. In the other part now, they're talking about his lyrics, right? They're saying they're going to look at his lyrics under a microscope to see if he mentioned anything to do with him being outside, mentioning ops, diss tracks. Plan on looking into. In this part now, it says PNB Rock's lyrics are also under the microscope at the moment, with cops wanting to see if he referenced any feuds he might have had with any of his peers and or other individuals. This is an interesting development. Cops initially thought that it was a robbery in which random thieves came across PNB and or his girlfriend social media, saw what they were up to and went on the attack. But why then didn't they just snatch his chain and leave rather than in here multiple times and exactly? And that's how you know there is something else going on. What they are telling TMZ is the top of the surface information, like the basic type thing. So after looking into the case now, they are starting more and more to believe that this has something to do with a fellow rival, with someone who had it out, a full possible friend, someone who had it out for him. This was a planned execution. It's sounding crazy, it's sounding label, it is mad. In the other part now, they talk about his girlfriend and how they believe that she do not have nothing to do with it, and they are more thinking it's someone in his close circle than her accidentally posting his location. Like, this is mad. This is what the other part reads. Cops believe this could have been more of a elaborate scheme by someone with a vendetta. No matter how you cut it, the fact that this LA investigation is now crossing state lines, it's pretty shunning, and they certainly wouldn't do that without at least a good hunch. Now, as far as things stand in terms of IDing the suspects and or the getaway car, our sources say cops are still trying to track down the vehicle through video feeds. We're told they're getting lots of tips, but it's taking time to sift through them to see which are legit. One final thing. We're told cops don't believe PNB Rock's girlfriend Steph had anything to do with PNB Rock's. A theory was floated by people outraged she posted their location, suggesting she might have done so on purpose. Our sources call that BS, adding she is not believed to have been involved in the planning or execution of PNB Rock's in any captivity. Wow, so that was the update on PNB Rock situation. They do not believe the girlfriend had anything to do with it, anything to do with the planning carrying out anything to do with it. She posted the location by mistake. This is what they're saying. They're also saying that they believe it was an elaborate scheme carried out by a foe, by someone, by a friend of his. They believe someone close to him had something to do with it, and they're looking into all his relationships. This case is now cross city lines. It's going to Philly. It's in Philly right now, and they're going to be looking at all the people that he butt hands with and butt heads with in Philly. They're going to be looking at every one of them. They're going to listen to his music in depth to see if they can find any lyrics of him mentioning ops and all the stuff like diss tracks and everything. This is something else. Still can't believe that these people have done this in broad daylight. There was also someone that went to Roscoe. They posted their location saying, I wish these people would. I wish they would come down there. They had a black bag in the picture and everything, sitting down eating waffles. This person literally put themselves up as bait for these people to spin again so they can... This is crazy. This person apparently put themselves up as bait, posted their location identical to the one PNB Rock's girlfriend posted this right here, and they said, I wish these people would. T Grizzy ended up dropping a track yesterday in a story about Twan, a robbery and stuff, and he vividly shows like, you know, how they literally emptied it out on him and then took all his chain, his jewelry and everything. And then like seeing that now, knowing that happened with PNB Rock, like it just makes you automatically think of the situation. He obviously didn't film that video in a day. Like the stuff that he does takes a lot of time. The storytelling. DJ Academics wanted to know, is T Grizzy the best storyteller at the moment? Like when it comes to the robbery part 4 you dropped now, like before that one, looking at it, hearing it and stuff, it's like a Von X T Grizzy. It's like almost like Von telling that story. Like, I'm listening to it in my headphones. Wayne's story, watching Wayne's story while listening to this T Grizzy X Von. It's something else. What's going on at him and stuff, you know, him coming out and saying that these rappers, he want to give artists a bit of advice and all of it, and not to say certain things and don't put certain things in the music and come up with these characters. We are going to go into more about these characters and stuff, and if it actually benefits them. I mean, so far there's a lot of people in the industry that have these different characters and they're still here, so that means something else is going on. It does benefit them in some sort of way, them coming up with these different personalities and different personas and characters. There's a lot of interesting things happening. Let's see if they're going to get these guys who did that to PNB Rock. So far, them tracking them down and tracking videos down and all this stuff and this, that. They need to do their jobs and find these people and put them where they belong for what they did.